Hi everybody and welcome back to Simply Made Saturday with me, Helen Armstrong from Pandrapops Craft and Joyful Moments. For those of you that don't know, I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in Cheshire in the United Kingdom. And I run a number of craft classes throughout the month, but also love putting short videos on YouTube and also on Facebook, sharing some different ideas for you. So today, it is Simply Made Saturday, which means we try and make a card quite simply, either just using Stampin' Ink or doing some fussy cutting, so you can make a very quick and simple card going forward. So we're going to do a basic, which is just stamping and inking. And then also I'm going to show you this one, which is where I fussy cut round the ladybirds and then added them as a dimension on the card. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm also using the new Springtime Scenes set from Stampin' Up, which came out in the March online exclusives. So yeah, this is a gorgeous set. I have been using this quite a lot. It comes with an amazing die set, which I will be showcasing tomorrow on my Sharing Sunday. So yeah, have a look out for that one. Okay, let's put everything to one side. I'm going to be using the new in colours from Stampin' Up, which are coming out in the May to August catalogue. These are Stampin' Up release 5 new colours every year, and these stay with us for 2 years. So these in colours are coming in 2026 and they will stay with us until 2028. There is already one colour that I hope that they will keep past 2028. So we have Peaceful Pine, which is a gorgeous green colour. Perfect, I think, coming up when it comes to Christmas, for wreaths, for trees, anything like that. Great one. Golden Glow, I'm looking forward to this for autumn. Now, Burley Blush, I have to be honest with you. I'm not a pink person and it's not my favourite. Yeah, but I am going to use it this morning just to see how it looks. Chris Cantaloupe, I absolutely love. It is a beautiful, soft, sort of peachy orange. And then this is my absolute favourite, the Hydrangea Hue. It is a gorgeous blue. I absolutely love it. It's a slightly purpley grey blue. I absolutely adore it. So we're going to be using those. We're going to be using the blends that match the in colours. And we're also going to be stamping using our new Basic Black Hybrid ink, which is also coming out in May. This is to replace Memento inks and also StazOn inks. So what you should be able to do is use watercolours and also watercolour pencils or watercolour, and also the the alcohol inks, which is what we're going to be using this morning. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is do some stamping. Well, actually, I think the first thing we're probably going to do, which is better, would be to do some blending. So I'm going to start with the blue. So I'm going to start with Hydrangea Blue. Love these new stamping pads. So much easier to open than the previous versions that we had. If I just quickly grab one. So this is one of the current pads, and that's how they open. They can be difficult, and I am known for sticking my nails and fingers in them. Whereas these ones, quick flip, they're closed, magnetic, they stay open. Yeah, absolutely love them. Okay, so we're just going to grab a brush, a blending brush. These pads are also, they're not foam anymore, they are felt. So the new pads are felt. And I found that it's best to just pick up the ink just to go all over the pad, not just dabbing it in one place. And then we're just going to go one little bit, and we're just going to go in circular motions, just to build up a bit of colour on our card. So I'm using, this is a 10 centimetre by 14.4 centimetres card, and it fits on a card blank of 14.9. Here's me tapping away. 14.9 to 10.5. 14.9 by 10.5. Okay, so I'm quite happy with that one. put that to one side. I can close this off for now. I'm then going to use the pink. Let's see how the pink works. Let me pick up a brush. Just checking I can use that one. Okay, so I'm again rubbing round. I'm going to do the pink over here. So I'm just doing a little bit of blending on the card to get a bit of colour, because I'm going to be stamping the ladybird over the top. Okay, and then I think we will go. Now I'm going to go for the golden glow. Obviously you can use any colour combination that you want to. The sky's the limit to use whatever you have in your stash. I'm just using the new ink colours because I wanted to try them. But again, it will work with any colours that you have. You don't have to change the colours. You could keep it all the same colour. So you could do 3 blue, 3 pink, 3 sort of orangey golden colour. Okay, so we've done that little bit of blending, which is great. Next thing is we're going to bring our ladybird in and our basic black ink. And we're going to stamp our ladybirds on the top. So again, I'm just dabbing round, making sure I've got a lot of ink on my, pressing it down, lifting it off. I'm just facing my ladybirds a different way. Don't want them all the same way. I'm actually going to have this one coming slightly down. Okay, there's my ladybirds. Happy with that. Okay, next thing we're going to do is use our inks to colour in. I'm just going to give that just a couple of seconds to dry, because it does say that it does need a little bit of time to dry. Actually, whilst it's drying, I might do our sentiments. On this, hope I found the card. On this card, I did the same sentiment and matched the colours. Now, my husband said, why on earth have you used the same sentiment? Why have you used the same wording each time? It doesn't make sense. I liked it, but I'm going to try it a slightly different way just to see what he thinks afterwards. Yeah, so going to start with sending lots of sunshine. And I'm going to do that in the blue, I think. So in our High Ranger hue. Right, I'm going to make sure that I'm going to just stamp it first, just to be that I'm happy with how it's stamping. And let's put it there. Sending lots of sunshine. Okay. And then I'm going to use the crisp cantaloupe. Oh no, it was the pink, wasn't it? It was Barely Blush we used. So let's open our Barely Blush. And this one is Sweet Springtime. So we've got Sending Lots of Sunshine, Sweet Springtime, and then in the Golden Glow we will do the You Brighten My Day. Always have a spare piece of paper by the side of you, especially when you're stamping straight onto the card, just to ensure that your stamp is working well. I didn't press too hard on that, but we're not going to worry too much about it. I'm okay with that. Right, okay, so the next thing is we're going to colour. So we're going to start with, we're going to colour the whole of the ladybird in light hydrangea hue with our blending inks. And then I'm going to come in with a dark hydrangea hue to pick out the spots and to add a little bit of definition to our ladybird. Now in the UK we call them ladybirds. In America I know they call them ladybugs, but in the UK we definitely call them ladybirds. So I'm just adding a little bit of shading. Okay, we're going to do exactly the same with our Burley blush. So I'm going over in the light. I'm just realising that it wasn't so predominant with the hydrangea hue, but I can see there has been a little bit of ink shift with the Burley blush. That could be because I just didn't leave it long enough to set the ink. Now I'm stamping on Whisper White card because I found that the new hybrid ink stamps much better on Whisper White than it does on our basic white thin card. Okay, and then we're going to come in with the Golden Glow. And then again, come in with the dark Golden Glow. Just give that a little bit of texture. Right, and the last thing we need to do is we need to come in with our white pen. Now this is a new white pen that Stampin' Up have brought out. It is 1mm, and it is a white gel pen. Now I've been using this a lot. I'm just checking that I've got no colour on it, and this is just, I'm using it to highlight just the edges of my ladybird. Just to give that little bit of definition. So I'm looking, so I'm thinking, where is the light coming from? So on this one, it would be sort of this direction. There we go. Right, and then with this one, if the light's coming from sort of this end, it would be the bottom here. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just means that you're trying to do as much as you can to ensure that the shading is right, but I don't think it matters that much at all. Okay, so that is the simple card, and let's put it on a backing. Let's use that Burley blush. Okay, we're just going to stick the card down straight onto it. I would also recommend, as you can see, the alcohol inks do come through the paper a little bit. So I would always recommend having some spare paper down just to mop that up. I'm just going to ensure that I don't stick anything to that by putting some paper over the top. Okay, so we're just going to layer this on. And what I would do to finish the card as normal is to put something on the inside. So let's do that. I just think it finishes it off quite nicely, and you can also tie in what you've done on the front. And you can choose to pick up whichever colour you like. I'm actually going to pick up, because I'm using the pink card, I'm going to use the Burley Blush ink, and I'm going to stamp another, we're going to stamp another ladybird. Now I'm going to have to give that time to dry, so I'm not going to colour it in on camera. Let's give that time to dry before I colour it in, but I would colour it in. So the next, which is what I did, the only difference that I did with this one, as you can notice, the shadings with the white is probably all incorrect. But all I did was I stamped my ladybirds onto another piece of card and just fussy cut around them. So that's the two different versions. So you've got one which is very, very straightforward, and then you've got a slightly elevated one using dimensions. Sorry, dimensionals. I shouldn't say dimensionals. Dimensionals. So, you know, the little raised, let me just show you. So these are little hexagons which raise it up very, very so slightly. All right, well, I hope you've enjoyed that little tutorial, and I hope you enjoyed Simply Made Saturday again with me. Please remember, if you have enjoyed this, to like the video and subscribe if you can, if you want to. I do post every Saturday and Sunday. I do a Simply Made Saturday and I do a Sharing Sunday post. The Sharing Sunday is a bit more involved, but I do give you the dimensions to help make the card after we've made it. So yeah, well, enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Always remember though, craft your joy.